let me set the settings. So, Thalen, you are an intelligence officer in the Elven fleet. Your general job is to kind of dig through communications, basically kind of serve as the NSA, spy on people, see what their communications are, dig into suspicious things. In the process of that recently, you discovered some information that suggests that there was an unofficial Elven voyage deep into Omnian Swarm territory. Omnian Swarm is where the Clockwork Horrors come from, and it's strictly off limits because the Elven fleet's experience has been if any ship goes in there, it like riles them up, and then a whole bunch of Clockwork Horrors get sent out. And so it's supposed to be strictly off limits. So you discover this kind of unofficial fleet voyage into that territory. And furthermore, there's some evidence that your father, who is a high-ranking intelligence officer, was involved. So you're anxious about taking this through official channels. So you have reached out to your brother, Rumil, who is a wild magic sorcerer. And the plan is to borrow a partially decommissioned ship to follow the path of this voyage and figure out what they were up to, basically. So that hopefully you can present that intelligence as like a fait accompli, and you won't get like disappeared, basically, is your primary concern before you're able to kind of spring your knowledge about this. On the way to this destination, there is a decommissioned base. It's the closest one to Omnian Swarm territory, and as you're researching it, it seemed like it was closed fairly precipitously, which was a bit suspicious to you. So you were going to go check out this base, see if there's any information there before going on into Omnian Swarm.
Excellent.
Any questions about the basic structure?
All right. Is it a moon? Is it a freestanding?
No, it's one of the Elven fleet's typical freestanding conglomeration of massive trees that they've forced the roots to grow and create these corridors. So it's just floating in space there.
Okay, and to the best of my knowledge, this should be uninhabited.
Yes, exactly. Should be decommissioned.
Should be.
Yes.
All right.
You managed to steal a pretty small, a 10-ton eel ship that you thought wouldn't be missed. You're not much of a pilot or navigator, but you've got a pretty good map that you're following. And yeah, you've got Rumil along to give you a hand. So why don't we do introductions to start with? Thalen, you want to tell us a little bit about your character?
All right. Thalen is a veteran soldier of the Elven fleet. He has been in many battles and lost many comrades, and so he has gotten to be somewhat difficult to communicate with, hence his charisma score. And so he holds unwavering loyalty to those he serves with, and he really only gives respect to those who can handle themselves in battle. And so him working in intelligence really has brought him a lot of irritation because he wants to be in the thick of things, and he stands at his workstation, combing through things, going through two-handed fight patterns just all day long, and he has not gotten to kill anything in a long time and is really, really anxious.
Awesome. Duty and honor. Duty and honor.
Rumil is Thalen's younger brother, who is a wild magic sorcerer, and he earns a living as a charlatan. He is all about the con and the scam and just getting people, fleecing them for anything that they're worth. Rubil's not very bright. So he often defers to his older brother with regards to what to do in a certain situation. But he's here. He's got some spells. He tends to add chaos to any situation that he's in.
God, you got to have some of that. Yeah.
And then, do you want to introduce Tick Tick now, or do you want to have him kind of appear in game? Right.
Yeah, I could maybe a blurb right now.
Great.
Tick Tick is a former farmer turned itinerant adventurer who is traveling the world, the name of which escapes me right now, looking for secret knowledge.
Excellent. So, Phelan, you and Rumil get this partially decommissioned eel ship. You hop in the pilot's chair. You figure out a course to this decommissioned base and punch it in and hit spell jamming speeds. About 4 hours after you take off, you hear some rumbling, rattling sounds in the galley. Tick Tick, you have awakened after your long rest. And you're in something that seems to be moving. You're in like a kitchen kind of eatery thing. You like crawled under the table to catch some Z's.
Crap. Okay, this is probably fine. I mean, it's nothing to worry about. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna keep it on the DL. Maybe like do some stealth. Kind of look around.
Okay. Great.
See what I can see.
Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Ooh, that's a 23.
Oh, wow. Okay, Phelan, yeah, belay that. You don't hear anything, actually. You're just happily piloting the ship along. Rumil's in the co-pilot's chair, sitting next to you. He's doing some, like, magic trick.
All right, Phelan rolls his eyes and keeps his eye on the well, not a horizon. There's no horizon to speak of, but
passing stars.
Passing stars. He maybe the equipment, following the navigation and his really good map.
Yeah. So Tick Tick, yeah, you're in something that looks like a kind of dining room. There's a table. There's some chairs. You don't see any food or like serving implements out and about. There's two doors. One door that looks like it might be into like a pantry or something, and then another door that you anticipate would let you out into the rest of this building.
Okay. I'm going to go into the pantry and see how crowded it is.
Okay. It is a fairly crowded pantry, and it, like the dining room, looks like it's bare. It looks like there's no food in here. So whatever this is, it looks like it's an abandoned place. But you definitely have a sense of movement, like you're on a cart or a wagon or something.
Yeah, I'm going to go explore more, but I want to make sure that I have a hidey hole in case I need one. So is it shelves or cupboards?
Shelves.
Okay, so is there any material in here at all?
I mean, the shelves you can like dislodge; they're not like attached.
Okay,
so you can monkey with those. Otherwise,
no cans of beans or anything. Yeah.
Unlike the top shelf, you find like a clay jar that looks like it was used to hold some oil or something.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna make a mental note that I can ditch into the pantry and then stealth it in on the bottom shelf, and then I'll go through the other door.
Okay. You go through the other door. You enter a hallway that's about 60 feet long. You're kind of in the middle of it, so it extends to your right and to your left. To your right, it looks like there's a room that's kind of hidden in darkness. To your left, you see another room that's probably 30-foot square. There's a couple of chairs, like large, kind of comfy-looking chairs in there. There's also one of the walls is all glass. And beyond that glass is just darkness with a couple of pinpoints of white light.
Oh shit.
And you see two other elves sitting in chairs in that room.
Okay. So like a meeting room.
Yeah. So, except the two chairs are facing this glass wall, so they have their backs to you.
Yeah.
And sorry, there's a few other doors along this hallway as well.
Right. I don't want to upset anyone. So, well, I'm just gonna take off my backpack.
Okay.
And like stash it in that meeting room in the corner.
Okay.
And then I can't. There's no. Did you describe a door that would go maybe around the glass, or do I have to go up the hallway and then take another right?
Yeah, it's you'd have to go up the hallway and enter this room, and then on the other side of that room is this wall of glass.
All right. So yeah. Kind of filthy. Yeah, should be fine. You know, I mean, we're just lost in space. I mean, really, what could go wrong? So yeah, we'll head up there. You know, go in the door.
Okay. So yeah, you head on to the bridge. Yeah, you see a couple of elves there. One of them is in this elaborate chair with this thing that kind of goes over his head, and they look pretty intent on just this black space. They don't seem to have noticed you.
Oh, okay. I don't want to interrupt, so I'll just keep my back to the wall and sidestep, and then you know, assume a cross-legged pose on the floor, and we'll just wait.
Okay.
All
right. Fallon, at the end of your piloting shift, you kind of switch out with Rumil, and as you do so, you spot an elf that just fucking materialized. He's just sitting cross-legged in the corner, like nothing's happening.
All right. Rapier and scimitar are out. Name, rank, and serial number, elf.
Hello, you must be the pilot. I have no rank. Name is Tick Tick. Just a farmer that took a wrong turn.
A very, very wrong turn. Well, I don't know if I must be the pilot, but I am. So, yeah. Are you a member of the fleet?
No.
That is unfortunate. This is a fleet vessel. And the rules state that any stowaway either be a member of the fleet or be summarily executed.
Ah, that is a very strict rule.
Yes, it is. But since our mission is sensitive in nature, and since I'm going to need your discretion, I hereby deputize you, swords go back in, a member of this, and I have a little fleet badge that I toss to him.
Oh, make him like a sailor third class or something.
Yes, left shoulder, please.
Okay, yeah.
Rumil's like, hey, Thalen, you didn't give me one of those.
You have not earned one of those.
Yeah, that's
you have trouble following the rules. This fellow, although he is absolutely not following the rules, he is sitting quietly in the corner, which I don't recall you ever to have done. So already he is until I see him fight, he is at least neutral level being to me.
Fine.
I have a good plan. Perhaps, considering the sensitive nature of our mission, you don't tell me any of the parameters, and then I can't possibly violate any of your ethos.
Interesting. You can't knowingly violate any of them.
Indeed.
But
so intent would be impossible to prove.
That's true. But this particular vessel isn't subject to court-martial. It's really entirely up to me.
Fantastic.
Yes.
We'll have We'll have a gentleman's agreement.
Ah, yes, excellent. Yes, you mess up, I will kill you, and you agree to die. Sounds good. Let's continue, shall we? Do you know how to fly?
No, that's a part of the problem.
That's going to be strike one.
Yeah.
What can you fight?
On occasion, yes.
Stand up, please.
We'll do.
Hand to hand. Show me.
Okay, sure, we'll do that.
Why don't you guys do opposed attacks with your proficiency bonuses?
All right. That'd be 19.
Ooh, that was a bad roll. That was a 12.
Give me an insight check, Phelan.
All right. 12 on insight.
Okay. So Tick, what's Phelan's impression in this little sparring bout where he got a couple of good ones on you? What do you think his thoughts are about Tick?
I think his thoughts are pretty, it's a big headline. But it's regarding his martial ability. I think probably that he's underselling it.
All right, sir. One more round, and if you will, please don't hold back.
Very well. If you prefer, yes.
All right. So one more.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. That's going to be a 20.
Okay.
Come on.
Oh, that's another bad one.
Oh, no.
That's a 14. And then that's an 18. And then that's a 26.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah, Thalen. So as it seems like as Tick kind of gets the measure of you, he's able to slip in a couple of good ones. So he's surprisingly speedy, actually.
Sounds good. You are my type of competent. Dexterity above all. Why don't you come have a seat next to me? Or well, no, they're the two chairs over by the spell jamming helm, and Rumil has assumed piloting.
Yep.
Right?
Right. He's piloting. He's kind of happily humming to himself.
I was comfortable enough.
Well, why don't you have a seat in the co-pilot's chair and learn a little thing about spacefaring?
Oh, yes, of course, yes. Sir, yes, sir.
Oh, very nice.
All right. So Thalen instructs Tick on the rudimentary basics of piloting the ship, at least in a straight line. So Tick can take a turn at the spell jamming helm if desired to get a little more of a rest for everybody else.
You put this thing on your head?
Well, it sort of goes there. You don't really put it. You sit. It ends up on your head. If you have any magical ability of note, you can pretty much make it do whatever you need to. And Rumil, did you see that? That's how men introduce themselves.
Rumil frowns and he's like, "Well, I lost all my magic now that I'm in the helm, but as soon as I get out of here, I'll show you how I introduce myself, Thalen."
Pow!
He frowns. I'm going to put a gold piece in your ear, and he does like some sleight of hand magic trick. Let's see. Not very competently.
Very nice. Very nice. Exactly what I've come to expect. Now, Tick, and I go into the just general objectives of the next step, and without disclosing too much because of the sensitive nature, but what kind of things I expect him to do and that we'll be exploring and trying to figure out on this. Now, is it a spaceport? Is that okay?
Yeah, it's one of the naval stations that the Elven fleet has kind of scattered around its periphery to serve as a way station for ships and whatnot.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys go a few more days. You did stock up on some basic rations, Thalen, but obviously only for two. So you're probably going to have to do some restricted rations as you're heading out to station ST-76, the Roiling Bramble. Roiling Bramble is pretty typical of Elven Fleet ports in that it's made up of three massive trees that are hundreds, maybe 1,000 feet high, and then their roots are grown into this kind of knot, this sphere, and there are places to have the ship come in, and then within the port are a variety of hallways, tunnels, rooms, that sort of thing. You've been on a few of these types of things before, Thalen. They're all unique, so you don't exactly know the floor plans for ST-76.
Right.
But you bring your eel ship along, and you're able to kind of scan the exterior of it if you'd like. So
Right.
Is there any information that you guys want to collect before you head in and land on the landing pad?
I'm most interested in life forms, since we're expecting there to be 0 of those.
Got it. So you don't get any animal life forms, and it's difficult with regards to plant life forms because, of course, there's a bunch of plants all over this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no real way to discern plant life separate from the structure of the port.
But I am not seeing anything that I wouldn't have expected.
Well, I mean, there's nobody here, so that's simultaneously like what you expected because it's supposed to be decommissioned, but also a little bit weird. Like it seems fine. There's no damage to the exterior of the thing. In the decommissioning report, you didn't read like any plague or anything. It's very bizarre why the fleet would have left a perfectly functional starport out here.
All right.
So the massive intertwined trees in space, these have always been here?
Always is where we get into a tricky semantic realm. So we appropriated large trees from a planet, and then we used some magics to twine the root systems around what would eventually be our spaceport, and then we sent it into orbit.
This is like a cutting.
Very much like a cutting, and it just continues to grow. And the orbit of the trees, it's very nice. It's the elven way to do things. If you see the human or dwarf workings out in, or heaven forbid the illithid workings, you just see lots of shapes and hard stuff, no life to it. It is not acceptable.
In my village, I used to grow beets.
That is excellent. That is of a similar level of impressive to this great station. Yeah. Those beets, wonderful. Thank you.
Good. Will I need boots?
Do you normally wear boots?
No.
Then you're probably fine.
Okay then.
Just try not to step anything really squishy or looks like it's sizzling.
Oh yeah. No. Okay.
Have you ever been off planet before?
As a beet farmer? No.
Were you aware that there were other planets or space vessels?
Not really.
Interesting.
No. You know, you farm, you go to temple, you do some more farming. You know.
Well, I am happy to say that your world has grown beyond exponentially. So
yeah,
this should be interesting. This should be interesting. Now, do you have any weapons to speak of, or those hands what you?
Just these.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, I hope you don't find it impolite if I go ahead and use steel. That I'm really much more comfortable with that.
You take point.
Excellent. As it should be.
Okay, Thalen, you guide your eel ship into the landing area hole in the side of the trees. You guide it in. There's nothing really on the landing platform here. You're accustomed to seeing like crates and various ship repair things and whatnot. So it looks like they probably did a good job of kind of scavenging everything before they left. So it looks like it was very orderly decommissioning just from what you can see from the landing pad. You guide the ship in to land. The three of you hop off. And there's just one large wooden door that leads into the rest of the structure. It looks kind of overgrown. You do know that these things continue to grow, and so it looks like nobody's tended this for at least a little bit of time.
All right. So I'll walk up to the door and just give it a cursory touch, sort of gently, to see what the deal is.
Yeah. Are you using any particular powers?
Perception.
Yeah, perception's a good idea.
Okay, great. Go ahead and roll that.
22.
So you're kind of checking out the door here. It seems a little bit warped, so you think it might be a little bit difficult to open. There are, in fact, quite a few vines and that sort of thing, little tendrils of green and some flowers blooming on this door that, again, suggests that it's kind of a runaway growth of the station that no one's tended to.
All right. The warped nature of the door, will it open, or is it going to need some help?
It'll need a little bit of help, but between the three of you should be able to get it open without too much difficulty.
Okay, I'm going to start by just sort of gently pruning some of the overgrowth.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Is that a hazardous vine? Do we think it's possible that vine is like an invasive species, or?
You can do a knowledge nature or an insight.
I'll do insight.
Great.
I got a 17.
It's connected to. You notice that it's like penetrated the door, so it's connected to a growth on the other side of the door. It looks unusual, but Tick, it's difficult to know, from your point of view, if this is like space vine or if this is normal vine. It doesn't look like a normal vine in your experience.
Yeah, the thing that has me concerned here is that sometimes when setting up beds, if you've got a moisture gradient, it can cause warpage, and then that would leave room for a hazardous species or an invasive species to come in and threaten the plot.
Fascinating. Do you have a suggestion for how to proceed? I was just going to gently sever a few of the connections so we could start working on it.
I think if possible, we should get ready to burn it out.
All right, I've got plenty of torches, so I'll strike some tinder, light a torch, and just hand it to Rumil.
Okay,
For starters.
He's also got his hand ready with some eldritch energy, and he says, "I could burn things real good."
Cool. I also have some oil in case we need it.
All right.
Okay, so you guys get your oil and fire ready. How are you going to open the door here?
All right, so I am going to first using the. Actually, I don't need to use something as long as the scimitar. I'm going to take one of the crossbow bolts and just sort of gently rake around the corner a bit to clear any any
Yeah,
clinging
branches.
foliage
Okay.
just before we try our first push.
Okay. You
Can we,
do that. You cut a few of them. Tick Tick, you're with your insight. You're kind of looking at things, and you see a couple of the tendrils like withdraw through the door, like
Yeah.
the vines move.
yeah. Can we see the hinges?
No, they're on the interior, or it's
Okay.
actually difficult to know how this door opens. It looks like it's a double door, and it looks like it opens kind of like this instead. It doesn't. It looks like it doesn't open in. It's like a pocket door. That's right. Yeah, like a pocket door.
Gotcha. Okay, so I have what about the clearance underneath the door?
Yeah, it's actually pretty well sealed, I would say. There's a little bit of a crack between the two halves of the door that
Yeah.
you could get into. But underneath it looks like it's in a like a track that there's a groove that these things slide in.
That's horrible. Okay. So I got oil, and then I have a crowbar in case we need to wedge the door shut really, really good.
Okay.
Did I see any
And
of these retreat at all?
No.
Okay.
yeah, we have. I think the vine is alive, and it doesn't like us here. It's been pulling back. So what I'm thinking is if this vine is trapped in there and it can't get through the door, that would account for the warpage of the door, as it's now jammed in it's jammed in the frame, but we don't know what we're getting into once we pull this open. So crowbar, oil.
Is this the only point of ingress? Do I see any vents or anything like that?
It's not the only point of ingress. It's the most obvious, and it's the one that landing on this platform people would take. You don't see any other like service entrances or anything like that. You do know, Thalen, that these spaceports have other points of entry from the exterior of the thing. But given the overgrowth that you're seeing here, you're guessing that those are probably not passable without like chopping the roots or something to get through them.
So I have no way of seeing this thing save opening the door. That's
again, you could crawl around on the outside of this thing and find like the places that used to be like vents and exterior access points, and you might be able to hack through those. You just think that they're probably going to be fairly overgrown.
All right. Well,
we could cram my crowbar in there, and then
all right.
pull open the door from the center. The weakest point is going to be where the two doors meet.
Sounds good. Let's be ready for a hostile response, and if it's friendly, we'll just let it move where it wants to move.
Okay, Tick Tick, go ahead and give me a strength check with advantage. Rumil's going to give you a hand on this.
Cool. It's a 16.
Okay, so without much difficulty, and certainly not, it doesn't take much time, and it doesn't make that much noise with Tick Tick and Rumil getting the crowbar in there, wedging it along. You guys are able to slide these doors. Do you want to slide them all the way open, or just enough to get through a single elf?
I think we want to take a closer look at what's beyond it before.
Okay, got it. So yeah, as you're opening them, it looks like a massive overgrowth of vines, roots dangling from the ceiling, covering the floor. It looks pretty difficult to pass through, and it looks definitely obscured. So you're having a hard time seeing more than about 10 or 15 feet in, even with your dark vision.
Was this floating tree abandoned?
It was decommissioned by the fleet. There's not records as to why, which is unusual.
Yeah, looks like it's shot through with vines. Let's see how sensitive it is to fire.
So did you guys? So after seeing that, did you want to continue to open the doors all the way, or?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I don't think we're gonna
Yeah.
get bum rushed.
So you guys, so this corridor is about 10 feet wide. It's a pretty wide corridor, and like I said, just covered in these vines and hanging roots and everything. It's passable for sure. It's not completely dense, but it's going to be hard going.
All right, so since I have a lit torch, I'm going to start, I figure low rather than high, so that that if it's something that we want to put out, we have the opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
Are you going to use the oil as well, or just try with the torch?
Start trying with the torch. The
Okay.
oil is in case of sort of combative response.
Got it. So you lower the torch down on some of the vines, and as Tick Tick mentioned, this area is pretty moist, and these vines are quite green, as it were. So you're not seeing a lot of progress just touching the torch to the vines.
All right, let's
Both
have a
of you
little oil.
Everybody give me a perception check, please.
I love perception.
All right, that's 17.
14.
17, 14. Okay. Okay, great. Yeah, so you guys are monkeying around with trying to light the vines on fire, and you do not spot the 8-foot tall, shambling group of vines that emerge from the darkness and lash out at you. Roll initiative for me.
I'm rolling a lot of 7s. That was a 12. That's a 12.
12, okay.
Man, a whole lot of
Okay.
7.
So you guys see this large green conglomeration of vines kind of shambling in your direction. You also see a clustering, you're having a hard time spotting the exact number, but a clustering of little, like 6-inch tall flower creatures, like their heads are flowers. And they've got tiny, sharp javelins of little thorns in their hands that they're brandishing at you. All right, Thalen.
All right. Which is the nearest of the monsters to me?
This big hulking thing is the one that just kind of lurked out of the darkness at you.
All right, I am going to do a two-handed attack, starting with a stab with the rapier.
Okay, great.
All right. Hey, nat 20 for a 25.
Ooh, all right. Yeah,
Nice.
you stab your first hit right into the center. Your sword kind of cuts some of these vines and it's not very satisfying. It's not like stabbing a person. Like it just kind of plunges in, but you think you damage it.
It's not
All right.
satisfying like stabbing a person.
So roll your damage. Roll
right.
double.
All right. So that is 21.
Wow, 21 points of damage. Okay, yeah, you hurt this thing bad.
All right, and I'm going to follow up with a slash from the scimitar.
Okay.
And that would be an 18.
18 hits it.
All right, for 7 more.
How much was the first one for?
21.
21. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. So you are hacking away at this thing. Bits of green are flying off of it. It's getting hurt. Okay, Tick Tick, that is you.
Yeah. What's the spellcaster up to?
He looks like he's going to hurl some bolt of fire at this thing.
Okay, I'm going to delay until he's done.
Okay, great. Okay, bad guys. This huge bundle of vines comes and attacks Thalen because you just hurt the heck out of it. That is a 17 and a 23. So both of those hit Thalen. Each of those does 11 points of damage.
Ooh.
So you are hurt bad. You are down to 6.
Jeez.
These little flower things wind back and hurl their thorn javelins. They're going to throw them at Tick Tick and Rumil.
Those are like darts, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to react.
Okay. Awesome.
And deflect missiles.
Ooh. Okay. Great. So how does that work?
I roll this dice here.
Okay.
And then I take 1d10 plus my modifier in reduction in damage.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I think DC at a minimum is 15
Okay.
plus hit dice, and I roll a 16.
Yeah, that's plenty. These things are small and pretty weak.
Cool. And so that would reduce damage from their successes by fucking 8 points.
Wow, that's a lot. And then could you return fire with these things?
Maybe, but I don't know if I'm gonna. Are they like darts? I don't know. We'll just stay safe is what we're gonna do.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you bat these things aside. Don't take any damage. They miss Rumil grossly. And that is going to be Rumil. He's going to hurl a blast of fire as per instructions. Were you going to act before him, Tick Tick?
No, I want to wait until the crazy spellcaster with the fire hands is finished before I jump in.
Got it. Okay. All right. So Scorching Ray, that's going to be a hit.
It doesn't cost a thing to be polite,
2d6 fire damage. So that is 7 points of fire damage. So this bolt of fire hits this large collection of mounds. And in contrast to your expectations, it actually seems like it doesn't hurt it very much.
Oh. That's not good.
Okay, Tick Tick.
Cool. I'm going to jump into that massive vines and save my new friends from
Awesome.
an imminent destructive. Oh, that's 17.
That definitely hits.
Cool. So that's going to be another minimum 6 points.
6 points. Okay. You flail away at this thing. It gets hurt for sure. Do you have another flurry of blows or stunning strike or anything like that?
No, I'm going to wait and see if this thing attacks me.
Got it.
Because then it gets easier.
I see. Got it. Okay, so back at the top with Phelan.
All right, so instead of a two-handed attack, I am going to use my bonus to do Second Wind and recover, 10 hit points.
Nice.
So
great.
Still kind of punky, but not almost dead.
Yep.
All right, and then another good stab into the squishiest looking bit of that Hulk and that's going to be a 17.
17 hits it.
All right. Max damage, so 11.
Wow, nice. All right, you kind of recover a little bit, go in, hack away at the thing, vines go flying off. Tick Tick.
Spell users taking his time?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to attack it against.
Looks like he's going to do something different this time.
Okay, that doesn't involve
lighting me on fire. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, cool. Since the thing didn't attack me, I'll just attack it again.
Great.
Son of a bitch. 10.
Oh yeah, you're punching at it and just it's too rubbery for you to really land a good solid hit.
Yeah. This is getting crazy.
Okay. It's still going to attack Phelan because Phelan's still the one who's done the most damage to it. So Phelan 2 attacks. That's a 15. That's going to miss, and that's an 11. That's going to miss. These little flower things hurl their darts at Rumil. That hits. That's a miss, and at Tick Tick. That's a miss. And that's a miss. Rumil takes a point of damage. Bad round for the bad guys. Okay, Rumil goes. 2 darts of pure energy fly from his hand and strike the large creature. 5, 6, 7 points of damage from magic missile. Back to the top, Thalen.
All right. And let's go with
Oh wait, no, there's 3 darts. Sorry,
3 darts. Yes.
did not read this detail. Oh, another 5. Wow. Okay, you guys are hacking away at this thing. Okay, Thalen.
All right. Two-handed strike again, starting with the rapier stabby for 21.
That's a hit.
Jeez.
10 points of damage.
Wow. All right, you are hacking pieces of this thing are going flying.
And with the supporting swipe from the scimitar at 23.
Yep, that's also a hit.
And that's going to be 5 points of damage.
Nice. All right, dual weapons here. Whack, 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 hacking away at the thing. Tick, tick.
11. It's probably a miss. 11.
Yeah, not yet. Oh, you're wanting to do the analyze creature thing, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. You can do that for these things that are throwing the darts at you if you want.
I could, but I don't want to waste my
is it
reaction
limited?
attacks.
Got it.
Yeah, it's like you have to use key points.
Okay, I see. That makes sense. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's a miss. Okay, bad guy is going to try to attack Thalen. That's a miss. That's a crit. Thalen goes down. Boom.
Oh, that's bad. He was our commanding officer.
These little things throw darts to Rumil. That's a miss. That's a crit.
Well, it's nice meeting you, Ben.
Yeah.
Thalen, or I'm sorry, Tick Tick, that's a miss. That's a hit with one of these darts. Are you going to do your deflection again?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
So that's 1 point of damage. Tick Tick is one of these tiny little thorns buries itself in you.
Hey, ow.
Rumil runs over to Thalen and in a panic tries to stabilize him and got a 20. So I'm going to say, Thalen, that you're back up at 1 with that amazing bandaging luck on Rumil's part.
Well, all right.
Smelling salts, man. Really
Yeah.
do the trick.
All right, Thalen, you got this thing just clobbered you right in the head, and your bell got rung bad. You just dropped like you hit the magic button spot. You regained consciousness with Rumil looking over you, kind of shaking you awake.
All right. So first things first, I am going to disengage, and then take my 30-foot move action.
Yep.
Object interaction to draw my light crossbow.
Okay.
And going to take aim at the squishiest bit of it.
Cool. Okay.
Should be okay.
Yeah, but you don't have any actions left, right?
I'm going to use action surge, rather. Sorry.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see.
action
Okay.
surge.
Got it. Cool. And don't forget you have your fighting spirit thing.
Yes. And
Maybe worth thinking about.
yes. So, okay, that's going to be a natural 20.
Oh, with the crossbow.
Ka-thunk.
Roll this 2d8.
All right, and that's going to be 21.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, you hit this thing and like a huge chunk of vines flop off of it. You're just carving this up. Tick Tick, that's you.
Cool. I'm going to do flurry of blows.
Okay.
So we can kill this thing and get Thalen stable. And 8.
Not good enough.
20 and 26.
Yeah, those both hit.
So that's 9 and another 6. So another 7. So 16 points.
Another 16. Wow. All right. You wail into this thing with flurry of blows, definitely damaging it. It is looking very hurt at this point.
I'll just keep ripping it up until we get to the roots.
Okay, now that you're the only target, it's going to go ahead and focus on you.
Fantastic.
And that's a miss. That's a 9.
Oh, we missed?
And that's a miss as well. That's a 14.
Cool. I get 2 free shots.
Oh,
For
wow.
10.
2? Awesome.
For 10. And 21.
21 definitely hits.
Okay, that's another 8 points.
Wow. Awesome. And then these little stick things throw their thorns. That Rumil hits.
How many hit points does this thing have? Jeez.
Yes. Tick tick. One of the dark thorns hits you, and the other one misses. For 1 point of damage, and Rumil got hit with 1 as well. Okay, it's Rumil's turn. I think he's going to cantrip at this point. Just try to save some of those spell slots. So Ray of Frost. That's a miss. Back to the top, Thalen.
All right. So first, Fighting Spirit to give me advantage on the attack roll and 5
And
temporary hit
5
points.
hit points, very importantly.
All right. Take a bead with my crossbow.
Cool.
23.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
All right.
Since
11.
Wow.
Oh.
Damn.
The bones are liking me today, which means that's about to stop.
Incredible. Okay, Tick Tick, it looks like you'd almost just blow this thing over. It's you're down to those roots you were looking for.
Cool. Since I was successful with my reaction strike, like I now have the knowledge of its vulnerabilities, resistances, immunities, and other conditions.
Oh yeah.
So that might become handy. It might become handy later.
Sure, yeah. It's resistant to cold and fire. It's immune to lightning. It's immune to being blinded, deafened, or exhausted.
Okay. It's not.
No weaknesses of note.
No weaknesses.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a miss. We're gonna go with a 9.
Okay. All right. This thing doesn't care for its own existence, so it's going to try to wail on Tick Tick.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's an 18, and that's a miss. 14.
Hit and miss. That was a miss, you said.
Yes.
Oh, I love it when you miss. Okay. That's a 19.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Cool. So for his failure, he earns another 6 points of damage.
Oh, man. Okay, so Tick Tick, you get 11 points of damage. And as you hit it back, and you reach in, you grab the roots, you pull them out, and the thing stops wriggling. The little flower things see the big one go down, and they kind of make a surprised flower expression and head off into the depths of the ship or the station.
They scatter.
You have scatter. You have destroyed this sentient, horrible plant vine thing that was trying to kill you.
Yeah, we did. I hate that thing.
All right.
Back to the ship.
I need a breather. I need a short breather.
Man, that was just the closet. We got a whole station to go through. Do you need help?
Yeah. What do you guys want to do? So this hallway, it's definitely more clear now. It looks like a lot of those vines kind of accreted to form this thing.
All right. Do we have time for a short rest so I can roll some hit die?
Yeah, I don't think that you're in any particular time crunch at this point.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to take that
Cool.
short rest. So okay. Oh, nice. Okay, so 23 bring me to a total of 24, and the temporary hit points. I now have my my second wind back and my fighting spirit back. Or well,
Oh,
no, no, no.
nice.
Well, no, I have two because it's a long rest, but short for the other.
And
So
you're at 24, Phelan?
24 and 5 temporary.
Oh, so 29?
Yes.
Wow, nice. Okay, great.
All right, that was horrible.
Yeah.
Tick
That was
Tick,
just-
any hit dice to heal up at all?
I don't think I have the ability to do so.
On a short
So-
rest, you should be able to use hit dice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you can roll 1, 2, or 3 of your d8s and add that to your current hit points, which I have you at 12.
Cool. I would happily take 3d8 more hit points. Yeah. And then I'm gonna take this short rest.
Okay.
And make a trophy. Damn it! That was a. Oh no, that's a 7. I thought it was 2 1s and a 4, but it's a 4 7 1. That's 12.
Okay, and then you add your Constitution as well to each of those, so that's.
Oh, you add your con? Okay, well then
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
back up. I'm back up to full.
Okay, and then you've
Yeah,
got your and then Tick Tick's up to full.
Yep.
Rumil is still a little bit hurt, but not too bad. And then you're
I'm gonna
making
make
a trophy.
a trophy of those vines.
Okay.
I'm gonna braid them together and make sort of a makeshift rope
Oh, nice, awesome.
as long as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can make a pretty decent 10-foot rope or so.
Cool. Cool. A nice
so-
sturdy rope.
Yeah, lots of handholds and whatnot. It's not very long. It's a little bulky, but it works.
Mhm.
Okay, you guys are just kind of hanging out. Did you go onto the ship to rest, or were you just like hanging out in the hangar bay here?
In the hangar bay, and now we can go in.
Okay, great. Okay, you go through. You got to push through these hanging vines, no longer posing any threat to you, and you kind of cruise through the base. It's you don't all the like glow globes that normally light it are gone or out of energy. The rest of the base looks a little bit overgrown, but not as bad as that particular hallway was. You see several like wooden statues around and about that looks like they were left here. It looks like they're like bolted to the floor, so it doesn't look like they're movable. Overall, though, the base seems basically fine and operational. It's a little bit difficult to understand why they shut down what seems to be a perfectly functional starbase, frankly. So where are you guys looking in particular, I would say?
Wherever Thalen says I should look.
Or what are you
All right.
looking for?
So I'm looking for any kind of evidence of this this illicit voyage.
Okay, where would that be? Where would Thalen be thinking about looking for that?
Command?
Okay, like the bridge center?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there like a scribe in these places? Do they like keep a roll of like what happens day to day?
Yeah. Thalen, you know that there's definitely a records room
Sure.
somewhere in this thing.
Well,
Okay.
then what I'm looking for is the stocking of this ship, because they wouldn't have registered their destination if they were going someplace they weren't supposed to, but they would stock up.
Got it. Interesting.
Yeah. There's probably a ship's log pun in here somewhere, but I don't want to say it.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys get to the records room. Again, it looks like mostly they took most of the things out of here, but you kind of rifle through some papers. Go ahead and give me investigation checks. Anybody who's digging through papers here.
17.
Rumel got
13. 13.
13. Okay. So yeah, Phelan, you and Tick Tick kind of are digging through these papers. It looks like pretty normal pretty normal stuff. And your instincts, Thalen, that they probably wouldn't record, you know, an illicit operation seem to bear out. There doesn't seem to be any evidence in the records room, not even any like resupply notes that would be consistent with the expedition that you learned about, you know, around the time that you were looking at it.
Are there any that look like they were just done incorrectly, like the paperwork is wrong? Like if they were seen writing up their voyage like this, they would be instantly written up and flogged.
Nothing that extreme, I would say, but there is definitely you know, some poorly detailed notes, some transfer of weapons, those kinds of things that, like, they don't note how many long swords, they just say long swords various, like those sorts of things that you would not be you would find unacceptable personally.
All right, I'd like to focus in on those and see if there's any reference to the vessel that they were loaded on.
Yeah, give me a insight check as you're looking through these to make sense of this.
Okay, that's another 17 for a total of 20.
Nice.
Wow. You think that these are honest mistakes? Like, you think that these are just like elves who are tired? They're out on this, you know, post in the middle of nowhere. This is not a good posting, by the way. Like getting posted to SC-76 is it's not the worst posting, but you're close to these clockwork horrors, which if they hit the station are just going to eat everyone. And you're kind of far away from any, like, you know, pleasure islands or anywhere that anyone would want to go. So
all right,
you're not getting the cream of the crop here.
Is there a possibility in say a comm deck that there might be unopened transmissions?
Oh, I see. You know, on that 20 insight, I'm gonna say that, you know, probably nothing happens on this base without the knowledge of the captain. And so if there's anything that might be suspicious, like, the captain's going to want to keep that close. And so that's probably going to be in his quarters rather than anywhere somebody else might be able to see it, right?
Now, is the base sort of standardized?
It's not standardized, but it doesn't look like there's anything out here that's dangerous. You guys kind of have the run of the place. The little flower things stay away from you now that you killed their big vine guy.
Would the captain's quarters be easily identifiable, or do we waste time like going through random living spaces?
It's more or less, you know, readily identifiable. It's like, you know, there's some quarters that are quite a lot larger. It's difficult to know if it's the captain or, like, for you know, special powerful, you know, lords and guests and that sort of thing. But it doesn't take too long to figure out which one seems to be the captain's quarters.
All right. Well, let's check it out. And before entering, since it's a living quarters for someone who would want to keep things secret, let's be careful around the door and see for any traps or any hindrances.
Yeah, go ahead and do investigation. Anybody who wants to look at it, if you want to look at it.
All right, 16.
10.
Okay. You don't spot anything that looks like a trap. You do know that Rumil knows how to detect magical signatures. If there's a magical trap, you might be able to spot it.
Rumil, do you sense any kind of magical energies? I don't want you to waste your time trying to figure out if there's a magical trap, but you should be able to sense it, right?
He kind of shrugs and looks at the door. He says, "Oh, I don't see any, like, arcane writings, which is what I would, you know, would tip me off."
All right, so that's good enough for me. I'm going to I'm going to open the door military style. I'm not going to be standing in it, but I'll have sort of a full swing open and sort of a sliced pie perspective through to see if there's any kind of baddies.
Okay, sure. You don't see any baddies.
Okay. What do I see?
Give me perception check.
I love perception.
That's going to be a natural 20. This is an insane session.
Well, tick, any luck?
I came up with an 8.
Oh, okay.
So I farm beats.
Jesus. All right, so Thalen, what's your total?
Let's see. Is that perception?
Yes.
It's a 23.
All right, wow. So you see a pretty large bedroom. There's chest of drawers. There's like a sitting chair. There's a desk there. You see there's like a latrine room off to the side. In contrast to most of the rest of the base that you've seen, where it looks like everything's pretty pristine and they took their time to decommission it, this room does not look that way. This room looks like this person got told like the day before that they were leaving, and they hastily tossed all of what they thought were their most important things in a bag.
All right, so let's start looking around, and I'm going to take special care to feel like under drawers and in places that are typical for short-term storage of sensitive things.
Yeah. Well, with that 20 perception, Thalen, you find some things, no problem. So a couple of things happen. One, you find a variety of notes. You find a copy of the captain's log, which details a visiting vessel at the time that you were looking for. You find a lot of things that you're going to need to kind of like look through and whatnot, but definitely some information related to this vessel stopping at this base. And furthermore, it seems like when that vessel came back, it also came by, and shortly thereafter, the decommission order came down. So you have the impression that there's some relationship between those events.
Sure.
It's unclear, without spending some time sitting with it, what that relationship is, but you pull all those notes as well.
And so do I have the name of that vessel?
Yes, you get the name of that vessel for sure. It's the Idril.
And do I get the ranking officer on deck?
Yes, of the ship or of the spaceport?
Of the ship.
Of the ship, you do. It's Captain Lindier.
And is this a name I know?
Oh, that's a good question. Give me a history check.
All right. It's going to be a 9.
9. It's not a very good roll.
Had to happen eventually.
Yeah. You do not recognize that name, but you do spot a couple of notes where your father's name comes up.
All right.
So again, you don't research those; you just grab them.
Okay, and do I have? Let's see. Does the captain's quarters or the bridge still have access to Elven fleet intelligence? Can I access any systems?
Oh, I see what you're saying. You have not tried that yet. The captain's quarters does not seem to have that, so you can head to the bridge if you want to check that out. Let me know before you leave this room, though, because tick. This is something.
Yeah. Like I don't really know exactly what's going on here, like with all this like trees and space and whatnot. But if you are quietly looking into some other quiet stuff that was happening in and around this space, and then you try to make contact with whoever it is that you have to talk to from this space, it's possible that whoever wanted to keep that other ship quiet would get tipped off through your military channels that we're here. So maybe, like, you know, we reach out from the ship when we leave.
Do we have that capability from the ship?
No, you do not. That would be like a sending level spell or something like
all
that.
right.
So in this room, were there any? I mean, it's hasty. So were there any other valuables or anything of that nature left behind?
Yeah, there were actually. In the dresser, as you're rifling through that, you find yourself a ring, and you also find a little stone that has like this opalescent sheen to it.
Opalescent stone, huh?
Right.
If we do an Arcana check?
Yeah, you guys, well, Rumel will try because he's proficient. If you're proficient, you can go for it.
Yeah, 15.
Oh, yeah.
That's a double-digit roll.
Nice.
Yeah.
Technically, I don't know if you know what this is exactly, but the stone, you feel as you're holding it that it wants to, like, you feel it pulling on your hand, like you feel like it wants to leave your hand.
Huh. Like maybe
Yeah, exactly. You toss it up and it starts whirling around your head.
Huh.
We didn't have any of these on the farm.
No.
I would imagine not.
Rumel looks at the ring and he's like, I don't know what it does, but I do get some sense of magic off of this.
All right. Well, let's
floating rocks.
Let's be gentle with those until we know for sure that they're not cursed or anything. Well, the floating rock's probably not cursed. We would have known by now. But I don't know about you two. I am not putting that ring on. Not until we know a little more about it.
Oh, Rumel says I'll put it on. He
Okay.
He's gonna snatch it. He's gonna snatch it from you unless you prevent him from doing so.
Nope. Okay. This is common.
he snatches it. He puts it right on. As he does so, Tick Tick, you're the first to notice, but then it doesn't take the rest of you too long to spot an elf dressed in kind of formal regalia appears on the other side of the bed. It's very clearly partly transparent.
All right.
Like an apparition?
Yeah, a lot like an apparition.
Usually I would say, fuck that.
Give it an elven fleet greeting.
Okay. This creature or appearance responds in kind. Rumel leans into you and he says, I think it's an illusion. He waves his hand with the ring around, and the illusion of this officer animates, and it looks at the three of you, says, greetings. I am Captain Serdan. I am a programmed message. How may I help you?
What is your message?
My programmed message depends on what you need. I am here to help you.
All right. Ask about the decommissioning of the platform.
I do not know about that.
What about the ship, the smuggler?
That information is classified.
Yeah, but
provide.
We have rank.
Intelligence.
Oh yeah,
intelligence
like
code word.
Clearance. Okay, yeah. Sure. Okay, you provide your clearance, and Tick Tick points out that he's a sailor third class, so he clearly should have access to classified information.
Everything.
Actually, go ahead and give me a persuasion check on this, both of you.
Yeah, we're just gonna
All
persuade
right.
some ghosts. Yeah.
So that's
Ooh, 19.
19.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. The captain completely eats it up. He says, authorization granted. Yes, that ship docked at the station. I was instructed not to spend much time with the crew and that they were on an important confidential mission.
Do you have final destination?
I do not.
Do you have a restocking point? Are they on a long voyage?
Yes, they were destined for at least a 2-week voyage, according to their stores. And when they returned, they lacked lacked a fair amount of those stores, and they also had lost some crew.
What was their bearing on the first?
They were headed towards the Omnian swarm.
All right, and
Let's not do that.
and then has any intelligence come to the platform regarding the Omnian swarm that would necessitate such a voyage?
We've it's been quite quiet. That's our primary purpose out here, is observing if there are any activities within the swarm. We have not noted any for quite some time.
Do you have any messages related to the recommissioning or the rebuilding of the personnel of this platform?
What are you wanting to get at?
So I'm wanting to know where the personnel was reassigned to.
What personnel?
The ones who were on the
from the decommission.
Yeah, what are their orders?
Got it. Okay, yeah. He says, I have no information on that.
All right.
Your impression, Thalen, is that this was probably created before those orders came through.
Got it.
Oh, this is our out of character signal, Ray. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Do any traveling supplies remain on the platform that you are aware of?
Yes, we have a fully stocked starport here.
And this is post the decommissioning?
No.
Okay.
Again, it looks like this recording was created
okay.
before those orders came down. So this is from, like a month or two ago.
Has any unusual business taken place on the starport recently? Anything that is not usual SOP?
With that 19 persuasion from the two of you, the captain kind of furrows his brow and says, there was an odd figure on the ship that went towards the swarm. It appeared to me to be a golem, but it spoke and seemed intelligent. It was introduced as the translator.
The translator.
Translator golem.
It was made of metal.
Oh, that's not what you want. Let's see.
It's probably fine.
Do you have anything else to say to me, given our clearance? Anything else you are authorized to tell us?
I have finished scanning the wearer of my ring and decided that you are malfeasance on this spaceship, which is going to be destroyed in 10 minutes.
Whoa, gotta go.
Take that ring, though. It's a good party trick.
Malfeasance on and we're running.
Okay.
And we're running.
So yeah, you guys weren't paying really close attention where you were meandering. So first of all, give me an intelligence check to see how successfully you can navigate this maze of corridors.
All right, flat 18.
I love failing intelligence checks. All right. 11. Yeah.
18. Wow. 18, 11. Okay, that could be worse. Rumel's 5 is not going to help you. Okay, Thalen, you've got a pretty good recollection of where to go, and as you exit the captain's quarters and take a right and then a left, You see one of those wooden statues that were kind of littering the place, and you kind of dismissed, is walking towards you.
Golems.
You could, this is the path that you remember. So if you want to go this way, you're going to have to get past this thing, or you could try to find another route.
All right.
Maybe the ghost ring has a command word.
Rumel like shakes it and like does and like looks at the ring and he's like,
take the ring, put it on me. I am not malfeasance.
Okay, it's the ring does not seem to activate.
All right.
This wooden creature starts running towards you.
All right.
Wood golem. It's probably fine.
Okay, go ahead and roll initiative as you guys are sitting here staring at this thing closing with you.
All right, 19.
Look at that, 19. Huh? It's coming back around. Got all those 4s out of the way, maybe.
Okay. Wow. That's a lot of high rolls. Okay, we're going to start with Tick Tick. Yeah, there's this elven wooden statue charging down the hall at you.
Is it in closing distance?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Then I will just smack it with my flurry of blows.
Awesome.
Let's see. This is probably fine. Oh, look at that. That's great. 21.
Oh, yeah.
Not 12.
12
And
is not enough.
And 22. So that's 2d4 plus 10.
Awesome.
Give me another one. Come on, buddy. That's 17.
Wow. All right, you it's running up to you. You smash it, and it kind of reminds you of like the training that you had. You're like,
yeah,
hey,
by Wing Chun, Dunny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm used to hitting things like this.
Yeah.
Thalen.
All right, I am going to use my bonus action to attempt to knock it prone.
Oh, neat. Okay. Is
Nice
that
move.
what is that? An athletics?
Unarmed attack.
Okay, cool.
So that's a 16.
That hits.
All right, and so in lieu of damage, I'm going to knock it prone.
Neat. No saving throw or anything?
Apparently, it's
That's pretty cool.
unarmed. I can smack it down.
Awesome.
All right, and I'm going to say we have limited time to remain on this ship. I suggest we run, and I'm going to use my full
Full movement.
Full movement.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, you knock this thing down, run past it. On its turn, it's going to spend half of its movement to stand up, and then it's going to beat on Tick Tick. Maybe.
Cool.
That's a.
Do I get an attack of opportunity when it stands up?
You do not. But it rolled a 1 and a 7, so it missed you both times.
Oh, it's great. I love it when it attacks twice and misses. You know what that means? I get to react. I love reacting. So let's go with fuck. That's a 9.
9 is not going to do it.
Yep. And a 24.
That is.
For another 7 points.
Wow. All right, you beat into this thing as it misses you, damaging it pretty badly. Rumel's like, oh, okay, we're running. So he runs past it, provokes an opportunity attack. Let's start with class. Not very good. It hits Rumel, but kind of bounces off his shoulder. He takes some damage, but he runs right next to Thalen. Back to the top, Tick Tick.
Cool. I'm gonna disengage and then take off.
Okay, great. Yeah, so you guys disengage. You're gonna run. Thalen's memory is pretty good. So Ben, go ahead and give me a 1d3, please.
1.
1. Okay. You turn. So this thing's still behind you, and it's more or less keeping pace, unless anyone's going to do anything to move their speed up.
Well, when since Thalen had a round on me,
Yeah.
Unless he's got like improved movement,
Uh-huh.
like I'll catch up to him in 3 rounds. In 3
Okay.
rounds.
Great.
And then
Yes. Yeah, you guys are all running together.
yeah, so we'll do that until either we get to the ship or this thing needs to get fucked up again, and then I'll do that and then catch up to him again.
Okay. Okay, so you've rounded the corner. You see another one of these creatures coming towards you.
Oh.
We're going to go ahead and keep the initiative order. So Tick Tick, you could take a move action to close with it if you'd like. And then the one behind you is about 60 feet behind.
Okay. Oh, this will be fun. Okay, so I'm going to throw a dart.
Okay.
At the one that's in range.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a miss.
Okay.
And then I'll just form up with the other 3, so we can't get flanked.
Cool. All right, Thalen.
All right. So, how far away from the new creature am I?
You're about 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. So, with my speed, I can take my move action and get up to it. We're going to do another shove.
Okay.
Which is 18.
Okay, you knock it down.
Action surge, and I'm going to move another 30 feet past it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Cool.
Are you going to take a dash action as well?
Yes, so 60 feet.
So you just take off.
Cool.
Okay. Bad guys, it stands up, and it's going to roll intelligence to see who we should attack. It's going to go after Tick Tick. It closes with Tick Tick.
Cool.
Swings with a couple of these wooden fists. 2 misses. Just cannot catch a break.
Cool.
You can do any reaction attacks?
No, because I haven't touched it yet. So
Got
it's
it.
not
Okay.
utilized.
Got it. And then the one behind you closes with Rumil, who's kind of bringing up the rear, and attacks him. That's a hit. That's a hit. Rumil is looking hurt, you guys.
Yeah.
Back to the top. Oh no, sorry. Rumil's going to. God, is he going to risk an opportunity attack? I think. No, he's going to take a disengage and then a move action. So he's running with you guys.
Cool.
Okay, back to the top. Tick Tick.
I'm going to flurry of blows on the already injured one.
Okay, the one that's been chasing you.
Yeah.
Great.
So that's a 20.
That's a hit.
And a 15, and then I have one more left, maybe for the other guy, depending.
Okay.
Yeah, minimum damage. Hits. Minimum damage, 12 points.
Okay. It's definitely damaged, but it's still kicking.
Okay, I'll hit it one more time.
Okay.
22
hits.
And that's 7 more points.
7 more. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely pieces of it are breaking away as you're sitting there wailing on it.
Yep.
Any movement or anything?
Yeah, I'll move 30 feet down the corridor, or 40 feet.
That's going to provoke opportunity attacks from both of these guys.
Good.
Okay.
Because one of them's alive, so I'll get a free shot on him.
Right. That's a miss, and that's a miss.
Cool. I love it. So the injured one, he takes that's a DC 17. Does that hit?
Yep, that hits.
Cool. So he's going to take another 7 points.
Nice. Another 7. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So he tries to wing out at you, and you just do like a knife hand to his arm, and it kind of chips off pieces of him. Okay, you guys are beyond. You guys are past the bad guys now. So keep running.
Yes.
Yep. Great.
Yeah, I'll dash to catch up.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. You're keeping pace. Really, the one who's keeping you behind at this point is Rumil.
Yeah.
I
thought he would need some help in the melee.
Yeah. I keep forgetting to use his sorcery points. Okay. Ray, go ahead and give me a D3, please.
I love D3s. Okay, yeah. That's a 3.
That's a 3. Okay. You guys pass another corridor. You see another one of the wooden creatures down it, but not in the direction you're going. So you take a left, you see it down the corridor to the right. And you have
Cool.
successfully navigated all of those creatures. You get out to the hangar bay. All these wooden things are pounding after you. Not a ton of time has passed. Probably about 5 or 6 minutes. So you've got a little bit of time, but not too much to get off this out of this thing.
All right, let's.
You should probably wear that Spelljammer helm.
Yeah, that's the plan. We're
All right,
hopping on.
Thalen. Yeah, so Thalen, go ahead and give me a piloting check. You do not have spelljamming proficiency, so this is just going to be dexterity.
All right, so let's see, 13 plus 3, 16.
Okay, you hop in, you put the helmet on, you lift the ship off. A couple of the wooden things throw themselves at the ship to try to scale it, and it looks like they don't get any purchase as you rapidly lift off and turn around and get the ship out of the hangar bay entrance. You arc it around, and you see that ST-76 starts catching fire with this blue-green kind of energy that eventually surrounds it, and it looks like the whole station is consumed in this magic fire.
Huh. We did that.
No, Rumil did that. And I would, if I could say it would be the first time, then that would be fun, but I cannot.
Rumil holds out his hand. He says, "Oh yeah, and also I got this box." He shows you guys a sealed wooden, nice lacquered oak box.
All right.
Huh.
Is it locked or is it just completely sealed?
It's just completely sealed, as far as you can tell. It looks like it was maybe like glued together or something. You don't see any seams or any way to clearly open it. But it's definitely hollow, and you hear something rattling around in there.
All right.
Huh.
Is it thick? Is it
I mean, relatively, but like Tick could break it, with a hammer fist or something.
It's big, it's heavy, it's wood. Yeah.
It's better than bad, it's good. All right. Would you like to do the honors?
Sure, yeah. I mean, if we want to break it, I mean, is it like valuable? Maybe you could sell it for.
I don't know if the box is valuable, but what's in it may be.
Yeah. Well, it's like lacquered. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like a fairly nice box.
Do we have anything solvent that might eat it glue?
Oh, a solvent.
Interesting.
I have darts. If we could find a seam, we could wear away the glue.
That's probably better than smashing it.
Yeah, Rumil's just got rid of frost.
All right. Suppose while I'm piloting, Tick can kind of gently try to open it without damaging the lacquer too much.
Yeah, give me a sleight of hand on this, Tick.
Cool.
Which, wow, you're really good at.
No, we're back to force. It's a 13.
Okay. Yeah, box gets broken, but you got the parts inside.
Cool. What's in it?
What's in it is about a 1 centimeter metal cube with lots of like very, 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 very tiny writing on it.
Ooh, Arcana check.
Yes.
Fucking hell. That's a 9.
It is definitely magical. You would guess that it's some way to project this text so that a large amount of information could be stored in a small amount of space.
Oh. Yeah, there you go. This contains our plot point.
Excellent.
Yeah, so you guys make your way out away from the station as it's burning up. You kind of hang out for a little while and read through these notes. And you find a few interesting pieces of information. So it looks like this ship, the Idril, was being sent as a kind of like a trade or ambassadorial ship. It looks like it was going to go meet someone in the Omnian Swarm, which doesn't really make sense because as far as you know, there's nothing alive in there. Like it's all these horrible clockwork spiders that just destroy everything. So it's a little bit confusing in that regard, but they were well provisioned. They had a troop of Elven Marines with them. It looks like they were expecting danger. The ship was pretty heavily armed and armored to kind of blast through the Omnian Swarm if they encountered any resistance. And yeah, it looks like they were intending to do this ambassadorial mission, go and meet someone in the swarm to make a deal that would help the Elven fleet defeat the Dominion, which are the Mind Flayers. So it looked like this was kind of like a final solution type thing. Like, oh, we're going to get the power to finally deal with the Mind Flayers once and for all.
Ah, it's a big carrot.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
So what questions do you want of the information?
How do we do this without going into the Omnian Swarm?
Yeah. You don't, but there are notes about how to avoid the densest collections of the Omnian Swarm. So even though you guys have your route already that Thalen knew, there's additional details here that will allow you to kind of do micro navigations and hopefully avoid any major groupings of these things.
Yeah, okay. That satisfies me, Thalen.
All right, sounds good. Within that information, is there any kind of preparatory notations? Like,
Yeah.
prepared for this?
Yeah, so there is actually a note that they had to bring a special translator along for this mission. And they actually have a requisition form for this translator that goes by the name of Jeremiah Oust.
Well then.
Jeremiah Oust.
And it seems like that was the mechanical creature that was described by the illusion. It is unclear what he was going to translate, but there is an implication that very, very, very few people know the language that Oust knew, and that there's some implication that knowing it is actually dangerous to your mind.
Oh.
Interesting. All right. Do we have any way to contact Oust? Given that
Rumil does not know sending.
all right.
Maybe we go to another base. Do you intelligence types have some kind of like, real fancy code speak or something where you can get a message relayed without tipping anyone off?
Do we? Well,
without tipping anyone off is the real trick to this one, because you are in a ship that is not, registered, right?
Sure.
And so as soon as you went to any official Elven port, they would run it, discover that it was decommissioned and possibly reported missing, and then you would have some hard questions to answer.
Yeah.
Did I, Thalen? Like, we're getting along great, but did I stow away on a stolen ship?
Stolen's a strong term. It was borrowed without permission, with absolute plans to return it. Let me say also that it is. I am a rule follower, but my father is on that ship, and this is a higher loyalty. Family, then fleet, then fuckwit little brothers.
Gotcha. So this badge is legit, is what you're telling me.
That's the real thing. That's the real thing. It's not going to mean much if you get caught here with it on.
In a stolen ship, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Well,
It means a lot to me. It means that that I'll die before you do.
Well, that's fun. Okay. So what are we up to now in our stolen ship?
All right. So I suppose the next step is to get to a non-elven fleet outpost and at least stock up on enough rations so that we're not completely messed up going 2 weeks off.
So yeah, Thalen, go ahead and give me a history check.
Could Rumil like learn how to send? Is that a thing?
He's not knowledgeable enough yet. Okay, even on a 12, Thalen, you don't know where such a place might be, but you do know that there's nothing out here. Like this spaceport was the furthest reach of the Elven fleet in this direction, and nobody else would be out here because it's mad. So the problem with Omni and Swarm is that they throw out these bundles of these mechanical spiders, and then whatever it hits, they disassemble it to make more of these mechanical spiders. They're basically von Neumann machines. And so nobody wants to be anywhere close to this, because if your ship gets hit with this, they just tear apart the ship and to make more spiders.
Yeah.
But you do know that there are, probably some moons or small planets out here somewhere that you could probably scavenge some food. Tick Tick, he said he's a farmer, so you imagine he's got to be at least somewhat competent getting food out of the land. So it's a solvable problem. You'll just need it to fly around a little bit.
Yeah, let's do that first, just so that we're not stuck on the edge of nowhere with absolutely no food. That seems
awesome. Okay, well, I think that's a good ending point for today, and then tomorrow we can take up supplying the ship, and then heading into the Omnian Swarm.
Cool.
I want to circle back to that last thing you just said, Dalen. Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Because it seems like the thing that like sends out the thing that like has the spiders that eat everything and then make more spiders is not cool.
No, that's not cool. The finding something to eat is.
Oh yeah, that part cool for us. Yeah.
We like eating, and at this point, our meals are going to be about 66% of what we normally eat, and so this way we don't have to be quite so ascetic.
Yeah. Right. Why? I just one more question, I guess. Why didn't you steal some food when you stole the ship?
Well, I did. I wasn't expecting company.
Oh, right. Okay. I mean, I brought some food.
How much food?
I'll share.
Well, you don't need to share if you've got some for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, great.
Okay.
Well met.
Yes, super duper.
Outstanding.
It's probably going to be fine. We'll just...
Yeah. It'll be great.
Yeah.
We'll just roam the outer cosmos. Yeah. In our magic ship.